What if everything you've been told about living to 100 is wrong? Every year, people spend billions of dollars chasing longevity. They buy supplements with names they can't pronounce. They wear gadgets that track every heartbeat. They freeze themselves in cryotherapy chambers and obsess over the latest anti-aging breakthrough. But halfway across the world, on a small chain of islands in Japan, there are people quietly reaching 100 years old without any of it. No miracle pills. No expensive technology. No secret laboratory treatments. Just ordinary daily habits. And here's the shocking part. Many of them aren't merely surviving at 100. They're gardening. They're laughing with friends. They're walking to the market. They're living independently. Today, we're traveling to Okinawa, one of the world's most famous blue zones, a place where exceptional longevity isn't rare, it's part of the culture. We're going to spend a day with real centenarians, uncover the foods they eat, the relationships they cherish, and the mindset that keeps them thriving decades longer than much of the modern world. And by the end of this video, you'll discover something surprising. The secret to living longer may not be about adding years to your life. It may be about adding life to your years. The day begins before the sun fully rises. Not because anyone is forcing it to. Not because there's an alarm clock demanding productivity. But because there's a reason to wake up. Meet Hiroshi. At 102 years old, he starts each morning by tending a small vegetable garden behind his home. A few streets away, 102-year-old Hana begins her day preparing flowers for a local community center. Neither considers themselves retired. In fact, the concept of retirement as many Western societies understand it doesn't fully exist here. When asked why they continue these daily routines, their answers are remarkably similar. Because they are needed. Because they enjoy it. Because it gives meaning to their day. In Okinawa, this purpose has a name. Ikigai. Roughly translated, it means a reason for being. A reason to get out of bed each morning. A reason to contribute. A reason to remain connected to the world around you. For many people elsewhere, purpose becomes optional after a certain age. In Okinawa, purpose remains essential for life itself. And science is beginning to explain why. Researchers from institutions including the Japanese National Center for Geriatrics and Gerontology, as well as studies published in major public health journals, have found that having a strong sense of purpose is associated with lower rates of cardiovascular disease, reduced risk of depression, and increased longevity. Purpose influences biology. People who feel useful and connected often experience lower levels of chronic stress. Lower stress means reduced production of cortisol, the hormone linked to inflammation, immune dysfunction, and accelerated aging. In other words, before Okinawans nourish their bodies, they nourish something even more important. Their reason for living. And that foundation shapes everything else that follows. The architecture of the Okinawan plate. The next secret isn't hidden inside a supplement bottle. It's growing right here in the soil. Bright purple sweet potatoes. Fresh greens. Sea vegetables. Soy-based foods. And one particularly famous ingredient. Bitter melon. Known locally as Goya, this uniquely Okinawan vegetable is packed with antioxidants and plant compounds studied for their potential benefits to metabolic health. For decades, purple sweet potatoes formed a major part of the traditional Okinawan diet. Rich in fiber, vitamins, and anthocyanins, the same antioxidant family found in blueberries, they provide sustained energy without the blood sugar spikes common in highly processed foods. What's striking isn't just what Okinawans eat. It's how much they eat. Before meals, many older Okinawans still follow an ancient principle called hara-hachi-bu. A simple phrase reminding them to stop eating when they are about 80% full. Think about that for a moment. Not stuffed. Not uncomfortable. Not eating until the plate is empty. Just satisfied. Modern nutritional research continues to support this concept. Studies examining calorie moderation and metabolic health suggest that avoiding chronic overeating may help reduce oxidative stress, improve insulin sensitivity, and support healthier aging processes. Researchers at institutions such as the National Institute on Aging have explored how moderate calorie intake influences pathways associated with longevity and cellular maintenance. Meanwhile, highly processed diets common in many developed nations often produce the opposite effect. Excess sugar, excess calories, excess inflammation. The Okinawan plate creates a different biological environment. One where nutrient density is high, but metabolic stress is low. And over decades, those small daily differences become enormous. The result? Cells that often behave biologically younger than their chronological age. But food alone isn't enough. Because even the healthiest diet can struggle against one powerful threat: loneliness. Moai circles and social safety nets. This weekly gathering may look simple. Friends talking, sharing stories, laughing, checking in on one another. But what you're seeing is actually one of Okinawa's most powerful longevity tools. It's called a Moai, a lifelong social support group. Traditionally, members contribute small amounts of money to a communal fund. But the true value isn't financial. It's emotional. When someone becomes ill, help arrives. When someone faces hardship, support appears. When someone feels isolated, they are surrounded by people who know them deeply. For many members, these friendships last decades. Sometimes an entire lifetime. And science has repeatedly shown that social connection is not merely pleasant. It's protective. Research from institutions including Harvard University and findings from the long-running Harvard study of adult development have consistently demonstrated that strong relationships are among the strongest predictors of long-term health and happiness. Social isolation, meanwhile, has been associated with increased inflammation, higher mortality risk, and poorer physical health outcomes. The human body interprets loneliness as a form of stress. Belonging sends the opposite signal. Safety, security, connection. The Moai creates a constant buffer against the biological wear and tear that isolation can create. And perhaps that's why so many Okinawan centenarians don't simply live long. They live connected. But there's another factor that surprises many visitors. They rarely exercise in the way modern fitness culture defines it. Movement without exercise. If you visited Okinawa expecting to find 100-year-olds doing intense gym workouts, you'd probably be disappointed. Because many of them don't exercise. At least not intentionally. Instead, movement is woven into daily life. Traditional homes often require people to sit and rise from floor level. That means squatting, standing, bending, stretching, again and again, day after day, year after year. A centenarian may perform dozens of these movements without ever calling it a workout. Then there are the gardens. Small plots maintained personally. Watering plants, pulling weeds, harvesting vegetables, carrying baskets, walking between neighbors. None of it feels like exercise. Yet all of it keeps the body engaged. Researchers studying blue zones have repeatedly observed that the longest-lived populations rarely rely on structured fitness programs. Instead, they exist in environments that naturally encourage continuous low-intensity movement. This type of activity supports cardiovascular health, muscle maintenance, balance, mobility, and grip strength without placing excessive stress on the body. The lesson is surprisingly simple. The healthiest movement may be the movement you never think about. Not 1 hour at the gym followed by 10 hours sitting, but gentle activity spread across an entire day. A lifestyle where movement happens naturally because the environment demands it. And that may be one of Okinawa's greatest hidden advantages. Preserving the Blue Zone legacy. But Okinawa faces a challenge. The modern world has arrived. Fast food, digital entertainment, sedentary jobs, global consumer culture. The same forces affecting nearly every corner of the planet are reaching Okinawa too. And researchers have noted that younger generations do not always experience the same longevity advantages as their grandparents. Which raises an important question. Can the Blue Zone survive modernization? Community leaders believe the answer depends on preserving key cultural anchors. Not necessarily every tradition, but the most important ones. Teaching children to value family meals. Encouraging participation in community groups. Maintaining local food traditions. Passing down the principles of Ikigai. Protecting social bonds across generations. These habits may seem ordinary, yet they represent thousands of tiny decisions that collectively shape health over an entire lifetime. The goal isn't to reject modern life. It's to carry forward the wisdom that still works. And perhaps that's the most valuable lesson Okinawa offers the rest of the world. In conclusion, so what is the real secret to living to 100? After spending a day with Okinawa's Centenarians, the answer becomes clear. It's not one thing. It's a system. A life built around purpose. A diet based on real food. A habit of eating less. Strong social connections. Constant natural movement. And a community that makes healthy choices feel effortless. The good news? You don't need to move to Okinawa. You can start today. Find your own Ikigai. Eat until you're satisfied, not stuffed. Spend more time with people who matter. Walk more. Garden if you can. Create a circle of support around yourself. Small changes practiced consistently may accomplish more than any miracle supplement ever could. Because the people of Okinawa remind us of something modern culture often forgets. Longevity isn't about chasing the future. It's about living well today. And if there's one secret hidden in this island paradise, it's this: the longest life isn't built through extraordinary actions. It's built through ordinary habits repeated with purpose, every single day. If you enjoyed this journey into Okinawa's Blue Zone, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell us in the comments, which Okinawan habit would you start practicing tomorrow? Because your path to a longer, healthier life might begin with a single small step.